You deleted the first stuff we did last time out of that phone? You gotta delete that stuff. Once you dump it on your thing, you gotta get it up out of there.
This is a tutorial we finna start.
Both. Let's start.
Hello, y'all. Welcome to Bam Bam Raw TV. I'm Bam Bam, aka the 411 Giant. And I got over here
Terrence Williams. I'm down here in Shreveport. I'm hanging out with my big bro.
And I got over here.
How y'all doing? It's your boy Diesel, you heard me?
Hey,
that was whack.
That was all right.
And on this episode right here, we're going to talk to two gangsters, former gangsters, who had a very strong beef against each other. They had a very strong beef, and it's legendary down in New Orleans. And I'm going to ask them a few questions concerning that beef before we move on to other things. Now, Terrence Williams.
Yes, sir.
What did you feel about him back then? What did you want to see? What did you want to see happen to him back at that time y'all were beefing?
So let Kenny go in the picture with the 2 teeth missing. I wanted that on the coffin. I wanted to look him smile. You know, they be smiling, little baby. Oh, this little baby's so cute. Young, I wanted his picture on the coffin. I couldn't stand him.
And you, little Decent, what did you want for him?
A closed casket.
That's
you don't want my family to see me, bro?
No, nobody.
But through the situations and time, and both of y'all going through the shackles of the penal system, we learned about resolution, and y'all have come to the point now where y'all can tolerate each other.
That's right. He just slept at the house with me and my mother. I wake up, I hear some church stuff and coffee brewing. He drinking coffee and hanging out. And so, yeah, we really have come, for him to come and boy, we and Mama out here though.
And that the fact that y'all have come a long ways, and this just speaking for the people to understand the maturity that it took, but not only the maturity, but the heart it took for you to reach out to a person who wasn't enemies, your nemesis at a particular time. Because 2 strong men bump head, that's a nemesis, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You don't so much hate him, you just ain't gonna let him, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, as that, how do you feel about the fact that he would reach out to you?
Well, that's a blessing, man. That's a blessing. Like you said, I've been sleeping in the same household with him and his mother. He just took me in right away, like it ain't nothing.
And this thing y'all doing
can I add something?
Yes, sir.
I had to teach him how to use a candle. He was making 2 of it. I came back, but I can't get ready. He came. Man, then the man had the thing to my, it don't want to work.
I unplugged it.
And he plugged up the toaster. Yeah. So I'm thinking my electricity, I know I pay my electric bill. I grabbed the stuff, it's the cord unplugged. I said, man, you ain't got a plug, you got this. Yeah.
That was 30 years of the penitentiary.
30 years to do, yeah?
Yeah, it would definitely do that to you, man.
I see that now.
Yeah. you didn't see it with you, but you see it with him.
Yeah.
But the thing is that y'all are perfect examples for 2 men who's intent on destroying each other. Now y'all are together, working together. Mm-hmm. So the thing that y'all doing that I need to put out there is that y'all working, y'all going and speak to the children, and y'all talking about trying to resolve situations that don't cause you lifetime decisions. They're gonna cost you a lifetime in jail, and that's a big thing. It's much to be respected about that. The fact that y'all can come together for the betterment of the children and also advance in life yourself. And the thing about that is we need to make our children aware that if they sitting back, I'm finna be 60 years old. Mm-hmm. I did 28 years. I'm finna be 68 years old in about 2 weeks. But most of our children do not have that opportunity coming to them. They cannot take it for granted, because right now our children dying at a young age. So the time for resolution is now. Everything don't deserve putting somebody in the body bag. You know, it feel like that at that time. But I've been locked up with many dudes, and they wasn't no punks, they wasn't no cows, but they regretted their decision because they were doing the rest of their time in jail. They missed their mamas, they lost family going on like that, and they never put them in the forefront. And so we need to bring to them, put it in the forefront that, hey, listen, this is what you're going to lose. This is what you may not come back home to, because life don't stand still. Us three people know. And when I walk out there and I look at the bottom, I said, where's that? Everything was gone. Everything was torn down. Everything was going over. So that means that time don't wait for us.
Right.
Our society, whatever. The girl who I liked before I went to jail, she had 3 babies and a husband. You know what I'm saying? The car that I liked was all rusted out in the lot somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So time don't stand still for us. And I think what y'all doing, man, is a powerful thing. I used to beef with the police in the way they police in our area. That was my thing. So that was why we came together, because police could come down there, kick us in our butt and do everything, and we couldn't do nothing about it. So we had to become our own police force that, hey, if you kick him in the butt down here, we gonna kick y'all in the butt. Put him in the car, take him to jail, and if he ain't all right when we blowing him out, then y'all gonna have some trouble. But anyway, and moving on to the next level, and I enjoyed the day with y'all, man, and I definitely enjoyed meeting Ladisa, man. He's a solid man. He's a very solid man. He's a man who can bring people together, and I noticed that. The way he moves around people, the way he got a respectability to him and everything to him. So I definitely could have seen me and him on the yard together. We'd have been kicking it. You know, but that ain't what we want to be, though.
No, we ain't out here. Not at all, y'all. Kick it out here.
But like I said, when I was talking about asking you some questions about your couple of people that been coming up in the news, like 607 Unc. Mm-hmm. And what's the deal with him and going on? Like, I mean, my daughter love him, and she think he's very intelligent and everything, and because she's a conspiracy theorist herself, so I don't think she's too intelligent. But still, she says he be having some he be on some sharp ideas. And so I said, I don't know him. I said, but I'll ask OG Giggity about him. And then also Terrence, my brother that worked with me, he asked me, my brother Terrence said, hey man, ask next time you and OG Giggity together, man, ask him about this guy, man, because I want to know is he for real. So what's the answer to that?
Yes, off the camera, humble, laid back, cool dude, respectful, good dude. Off camera, I've got a chance to go to his house and meet him, sit down, joke with him before the camera, on the camera and off the camera. But that's just a front he put up, just to get his views, get the stuff going. But off the camera, very respectful, hold a decent conversation, and he a good dude.
Okay, well, I'll take your word for it. You ain't lied to me yet. I can guarantee you that. and you, Ladie, how do you feel after being locked up that long and being out such a short period of time? What is the biggest thing you had to overcome since you've been out?
Receiving a job.
Mine was, I think it was 2 years when I got out before I got a job.
Okay. Man, I feel out something.
Yeah, I got out of jail. I got a job in February.
Yeah. But you got I was in place where I couldn't. I don't know what was your situation.
Why? Every time I filled out the application, they see I was in prison.
You were telling the truth on the application?
Oh yeah.
I'm a changed man. He is a changed man. It don't matter. Some things you gotta lie now. But listen, gone 30 years, you're not in the system no more. Mm-hmm. Like they don't know.
More than likely, you probably ain't. Like you said, and then ain't they not supposed to ask that question no more? Ain't it?
Yeah, it's still on there.
It's still on there.
Yeah, they've been in prison and all of that. Yeah. I found out my sister had 30 years.
Yeah, man, it's over with dinosaur. Yeah, I know for sure they don't check Fed.
Okay. No, I don't check Feds. You know, my last bill was in the Fed. My state judge, but it's so much. It's so hard on most people when you come out.
You were being honest.
Yeah, that's the wrong.
That's the wrong approach on the job, huh?
Real.
Let them find
Let me get this job, get a few checks. Once y'all find
it work pretty good.
Y'all
they keep you on.
They love me at my job.
My dude John Bailey, the one he had John Bailey had, if I can remember correctly, he had eight life sentences and 9 consecutive 30-year sentences. And and he's out there. He's working for reentry programs. He's working for people that coming out of jail. And when you get out of jail, you know, huh? Yeah, he home. Yeah, he come home. Yeah. He had 8 life sentences, and I got him on. I got a podcast on him going on.
Where you from?
He's from Florida.
Okay.
And he was in the feds with me in 2 different places, and he was a good old dude. But he's out there doing a lot of stuff for the people. But we need to collectively do that for our people all around, man. Because when you come out, if you don't got a strong family support, or you don't got people, you got, like I said, a lot of us. Myself, I had some family members, but you got a lot of people. When you've been gone 30 years, you lost all your family. All your family been passed away. So you need a support system when you get out. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So these people they're not accounting for that. And especially with my situation, when I tell them all this here, I didn't learn about computers because they had me in ADX Supermax for my last 13 years. And now you come here and tell me I'm leaving. I didn't have no time to prepare for this departure, re-entry back into society. If you had told me I was going home in 3 years, I'd have been learning everything on computer. Mm-hmm. Everything.
You got relief from ADX?
Yeah. I got relief.
That's how you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they drove me all the way to the house. The warden wouldn't even put me on He said, I'm not even putting you on no plane. We can't do nothing with you on the ground, so we ain't putting you on no plane. Wow. Yeah, they drove me all the way to my sister door. Wow. I gave them the address, and they drove me all the way to my sister door. And the warden said, man, you one inmate, I'm glad to be rid of. Mm-hmm. But they tried to kill me when they put me over there a week before I go home. They put me over there in step-down unit because ADX do not have a release. There is no release to it. You can go to the compound, but it has no release to the streets. The only way you get released to the streets from ADX is they put a spike through your heart and then slide you on out there. Mm-hmm. So therefore, they had to send me to a USP the night before. And I think at 8 o'clock, they sent me over there the night before, and then 2 o'clock that morning, they came, USP Florence, they came and got me. But the week before, they had to send me from the step-down unit.
What you was doing, you went there to see at 8 o'clock. Was that a long time for 2 o'clock to get there?
No, because when I went there, this was my first time not being in ADX in 13 years. So I'm listening to all the dudes. Man, you just come from ADX. Man, what's it like over there? What's this here? So they keep me up all night. They slide stuff down there. Man, where you from? This I'm from Louisiana, blah, blah. So they kept me up all night going on. So and the next thing I know, it was 2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock come, they come get me and going on. They said at 2 o'clock, they got me and they telling me, come on, you walk over here. I'm still like, you ain't putting nothing on me. They said, you free.
Wow. So you ain't put that.
Yeah.
I'm a jury.
Yeah. I think it's a trap. As soon as I walk over there, you're going to start knocking my brains out. Yeah, so anyway, so they got me in there, put me in there, and they drove me all the way home, man. But they put me over there the week before I was supposed to go home. They told me, says, once we get your paperwork, show you where to go and all that been approved where you going, and we check out that address, then you gone. That's the only thing holding you up. So as soon as we get that, so I said, how long will it take? About a week. They said, we got to put you on the step-down unit, though, to release you to the USP in order for you to go home.
Let me ask you something. You didn't know you was getting out? You had more time than what you had supposed to have?
Yeah. I had been down. I had been down. I still had about 30 more years.
Yeah, you still had about 30 more years.
Yeah, I still had about 30 more years because I had caught 13 more years while I was locked up.
Right.
Yeah, so I caught 13 more years on top of what I already had. So when they sit there and come told me all that, and I'm ready to go. So now, but people can't like that. They can't prepare. So they put me over there with Rock. Rock is the leader of the Dead Man Inc. Big white boy, the leader of Dead Man Inc. So they put me over there with him. So I'm walking around and I talk to him. Talk to him like I talk to you a gangster. And I say, hey, man, what's up, man? He like, oh man, yeah, you little Bam Bam out of Louisiana, ain't it? I said, I'm Bam Bam out of Louisiana. I said, yeah, that's the first thing. That's
not Lil Bam.
Bam Bam out of Louisiana. He's a big old white boy. So he told me, yeah, you roll with my people. Selman? I said, yeah. I said, I rolled with Selman. They didn't want to give him a bigger bed. I said, roll with him. I had the shot and everything to show it. The knife, they got offers and everything. So he said, yeah, man, you roll with my people. Dead Man Inc., man. Oh, man, I put what you need, blah, blah, blah. So we kicked it a little while. Then he had a situation. Well, the Cuban dude who, they brought him over here from Cuba, and he had took some of his followers, and he had gave them something to drink, and he drugged them. And he cut their throat, and then he took their blood, and he drunk it. See, you got people at ADX that they ain't never even seen in America. As soon as they come on American soil, as soon as they get them over there, they locked up in ADX, and you never know, even though they there. Wow. So the little dude, he walk around with no shoes on and no shirt on all day, and we got him on nut status. Don't nobody fool with him. So Rock was doing his burpees over in the corner. You don't go close to no man when he on the ground or when he exercise. The dude went walk right between Rock and came back up. And Rock came back and told us, look here, man, y'all gonna get your eyes, man. I'm finna kill this motherfucker here, man. This nigga lost his mind. So he was so I said, man, dude a nut, man, because he had just talked to me about his child. He said he done caught 3 more bodies since he's been in jail. So me and him had talked about his daughter. So I told him, I said, hold on, man, when you stop loving your daughter? Man, don't say no shit like that to me, man. You tripping. I said, listen, man, you was just talking about you love your daughter and you wasn't gonna never be able to go home, but you can get close enough where you can see her. That's all you were trying to do. And you finna let this mental patient cause you. So when did you stop it? I said, now if I'm lying behind you and I'm apologize. But I said, but did you not say this to him? He started calling me little big man. He said, yeah, little big man, you right. I said, man, that dude a nut. Somebody gonna kill him. As soon as they put him out on the compound, he gonna get killed. Man, he said, yeah, you right. So we went on. Me and walked around, we talking, because in ADX, when you're in the step down, you can't grab hands, you can't do nothing, you can't be close enough because the dudes over there. It can be a knife fight. Police can't shoot y'all and separate enough. Man, me and him walking around, we talking. And so I go to try to get up on the bar, but I can't reach it. And I ain't got my legal work out because I got so much legal work that I can stand on it. Wow. So I go to reach for it, and then Rock come up and he grabbed my leg. And I said, hold on, man, I'm grabbing my leg now. I kicked in your face. I said, don't never grab my leg, man. Don't never take me off the ground, man. I said, that's where my power is on the ground. I'm a little bit dude. He said, I was just trying to help you get up there. I said, okay, you want to help me? Come on, bend over and stand on the shoulder. Yeah, God be my witness. He bent over, leaned his shoulder, he bent over. And yeah, God be my witness. He leaned over and I stood on his shoulder. And I hit it one time and I said, it's too much trouble. So when I came on back down and me and him finished walking, the police named Lesho said, Bam Bam, let me holler at your minute. I said, yeah, what's up? I walk over there. He said, you just want me some money. I said, I want you some money. He said, cause I bet the warden, me and the warden bet that me and the warden was saying that if you was over here a week, you was gonna kill Rock or Rock was gonna kill you. He said, but I told him, I said, if they ain't killed each other in the first few days, Rock gonna be listening to what Bam Bam say. He said, man, I got the proof. He said, I got it right there on the camera right now. I said, yeah, so what you win? He said, don't worry about that. I said, well, what I get out of it? He said, a tray. I said, I don't eat the ones you give me. So what the hell do with the extra tray? But you know, but it brings you all back to say this one thing. Everybody is reachable. Rock started the Dead Man Inc. under BG, the Black Gorilla family. You know that, huh?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, it was started under the white boy. Him and Sweeney, and they kind of split up. Sweeney was down there too. Sweeney don't. He kind of still on the racist time, but Rock act like a brother, and you can tell he been around. But anyway, Rock, they was started under the Black Gorilla family, and they actually took out hits the way they say they took out hits for the Black Gorilla family. They going on. So he liked black people, want to be around black people going on. So he's a big old kid. He's just a kid with big old muscles. And ain't nobody never told him, hey man, stop, don't do this. Everybody just went along with what he wanted to do. Sometimes going along with your people when they doing something stupid is harmful as giving them a gun. You see what I'm saying? If you love somebody enough, you about to say, look, man, why would you do that there if you're going to lose all this and lose all this here? The person that urging somebody on, I would be very, very mindful and careful of that because whatever you got, he may want it. But I'm just being honest about that. And I learned a lot from Rock. I learned a lot from a lot of the people like Cat Kizak, and that's another shout out. They done dropped all charges on him. The body snatcher, Cat Kizak. How do you feel about that?
It's good. I want to see how he going to adjust to society. That's what I want to see because he have a lot of guys that he got a lot of respect for that's already out here doing something positive. I want to see if he's going to jump on that wave or get frustrated and run back to them streets.
Do you know Cat Kizak? All right. And you remember? And what is your feeling concerning him coming home?
I just hope he stay focused and do something positive.
And we all is in concert on this because you was texting me. I was getting my eye surgery. You was texting me that he was getting out. That they had dropped all the charges. Mm-hmm. As soon as while you were texting me, he was calling me. Mm-hmm. He was calling me on the phone, and I said, hey, what's going on, homie? He told me, he broke that down, everything to me and going on. I said, oh man, that's beautiful, beautiful. And as he gonna say, God bless him to get on out of here. He'll be on my podcast. He said, man, look here. He said, I don't understand why my legs wouldn't move. He said, but when DC and the Aryan brothers got into it, when we were down there in Marion, and he was like, he ready to go. I said, man, you got, I think he had like 7 or 8 more months left. His co-defendant had just got killed in the halfway house, coming down the steps of the halfway house. You remember that? Yeah, his co-defendant had got, and that's why he didn't come to New Orleans. Mm-hmm. That's why he discharged it where he was. He had his stuff changed.
Hold up, DC and the area and got into it in June?
Yeah. We was in Marion, Supermax Marion. We was in Supermax Marion. My dude was gambling with this one Aryan brother, and the dude made an ultimatum like, hey man, if you don't have, cause the dude good with his money, if the money just through that, he automatically got money every month, but the money was slow this month. Dude wasn't trying to beat him or nothing, but the dude Hammer made the old statement. He better have my money by such and such and such. So now, all the DC dudes, our bride went up like that. You what? That rift between Aryan brothers and DC too strong to make that kind of statement. But the dude who made that statement was like a knucklehead, but yet and still they were gonna bag and play. So now we done set to go to war. So I goes in there and I tell Cats, you stay out of this here. I said, you finna go home in 8 months, stay out of this here. He like, no, homie, I'm gonna go. I said, no, you can't go, man. I said, my job is to send my own boys home. I'm not finna let you stay here with me. if I had you all day going on. So I took his son picture and his mama picture, Miss Cat, and I set it up on the thing. I said, if you love anything in this penitentiary, including me, more than you love them people, I'm gonna lose all respect for you. I said, now sit down, let me handle it. I'm gonna tell them DC dude, I'm gonna get one for me and one for you. I said, so don't worry about that. It's covered. He said he looked up. He said he gonna tell you about it. He said he was thinking in the mind, man, this dude, who this dude think he little dude? He think he talking to me, and then he said when he looked around, he realized he was sitting down. He said my leg just sat down. But he's a good kid, man.
How many Aryan they had there at the prison with y'all?
Mary, probably it was probably 50-50. See, thing is, let me say this here, and I say this here, and we just chopping it up, and I'm gonna keep it real. On a compound, it's gonna be 80% blacks, 10% Mexican, 10% white area, right? Mm-hmm. In matches and the plays where the work been put in at, them white boys is 60% over 40%. Cause they gonna put in their work. They gonna put it in, man. They deep in all the matches. Them up over there, they gonna put their work.
The bikers and all that. Huh?
Yeah. Them Aryan brothers, Silverstein. I was the man, Silverstein. Silverstein, I'm the longest man to ever be held in restraint. Silverstein is the longest man ever to be held in solitary confinement. Silverstein, I got a podcast about it. He did 40 years in isolation. They built a special cell for him in Leavenworth. They paid $1 million for that cell. Mm-hmm. He the one, when he got into it, when the Aryan brothers got into it with Cadillac, when they got into it, whatever, with Cadillac from DC, he had all the Aryan brothers to cut through the fences. They got saw blades that they had to get from the police. They cut through the fences. They came out there, and when he came, they were taking him to the Cadillac to the shower. They came out, killed Cadillac. Mm-hmm. Then when the police were trying to run out the thing, one police made it out and shut the door on the other police. Police begging. I guess he was saying he was a white boy. Hey man, one of y'all, Silverstein, you thought I was gonna let you live? Killed him. Mm-hmm. Killed him. Look at the book. Read the book. Leavenworth the Hot House. Killed him. Then went back to Cadillac, pulled out his dick, and pissed on Cadillac and drug him back and forth in front of his homeboy cell.
Cadillac was a black dude?
Yeah, from DC. Yeah, that's why it's always been a lot of beef. So now, when he goes, Silverstein, if you remember the Atlanta riot, look at Leavenworth the Hot House, read the book. The Atlanta riots, when the Cubans was complaining that, hey, we don't have no people over here. We don't got nothing. We need something over here. Y'all need to give us some kind of stipend or whatever. They took over the whole prison. And folks sit there and pointed them guns and said, we will kill every last one of y'all. We not negotiating nothing till you give us Silverstein. 20 Cubans went surrounded Silverstein and wrapped him up in the rug and gave him to the police. Mm. And they built that cell for him in Leavenworth. That's why I met him in Leavenworth, because my homeboy was using the phone and the police was telling my homeboy, you want to use the phone or not? Because F him back there going on like that, because Silverstein like, hey man, I'm trying to put some money on the phone. F him, you want to use the phone or not? If you don't use the phone, I said, man, look here, that man trying to put money on the phone. Get him folk that phone back and let him put it there. So well, he wasn't going to get it no more. I said, he going to get it tonight. He going to get it. So when they served the dinner, I said, everybody hold y'all tray slots. We held our tray slot and I bring that phone up in here. And then so me and him, so when I met him, when I got to ADX, he was there. He turned to a Buddhist before he died. You know, so yeah, he turned to a Buddhist, from Aryan brothers to a Buddhist before he died. So,
before you come home, Chapel was when you was there, huh?
Yeah, Chapel had just came down there. I mean, his general, matter of fact, I got a birthday card that his general signed for me in help made. But El Chapel over there on E-Wayne, they cleared all of Sam's off E-Wayne. E-Wayne was for Sam's Special Administrative Max. So, Special Administrative Management. That means like y'all If you was in ADX, you get your mail, you get this here, you get this here. Us, we had to look at our mail on the screen. On the screen, we couldn't get postcards. We couldn't get nothing that you can make nothing. You can make a knife out of nothing, anything like that. There, so we certain foods on the thing because of the containers they come in. We couldn't have that could be used. So therefore, anyway, Silver Steam was on there. So all us that was on E, and then I had to be behind two doors at all times. So yeah, two doors at all times. So yeah, we had to. So they went anyway, and they went on, and they cleared us all off. Now we done made a pack. Everybody made a pack. They cleared us all off. They got us behind one door. You boy, everybody in there was trying to figure out how to get out behind the one doors. And so they put us behind the one door for a while, but they was tearing up. And Big Rock was working over there. Rock was giving us the info. He was coming back like, hey man, they tearing up the whole floors and stuff and all this here. So we thinking, because we didn't know El Chapo Guzman, they call him El Chapo, they call him Guzman. We didn't know he was coming down there. So we hearing about they tearing up the thing. So everybody said, because you know you have to talk in sign language down there anyway. You have to learn sign language. You go to ADX because everything is like when we go out the red cage, you can be in that red cage, but you can't hear me unless somebody tear the rubber loose. So I got to talk to you in sign line like, dude, you know, and we talk. That's how I met Wayne Perry. But anyway, so Rock coming back, so man, they tearing up the floor, they tearing up everything. So our ideology of thinking was they put microphones on everything. So we telling everybody, man, if you go back over there and you talk to me over the door about something that's ratting, we ain't doing no talking over the door about nothing. You know what I'm saying? No talk because that's what we thought. Right. And then they put him over, they put him on the whole range by himself. Yeah, he's on the whole range by himself.
How many cells do you have on that?
12 up top and 12 at the bottom.
So they moved y'all from upstairs and downstairs?
Yeah, they moved everybody over there by himself on the whole range. They secured it, redid it. And when I was in restraint, the police, that's all they said, well, you know, Guzman over there crying about this him. And Guzman over here crying about this him. And here you is, you been in Springs this long and you ain't even crying. You know, I said, okay, but I take what the police said with a salt, you know, with a grain of salt, because you exercise, when he said that he crying about his state of being and this and that, the man has a lawyer. Your lawyer files stuff for you. If your lawyer sees something there's a certain way that he filed, it's his job to file that for you. Nah, ain't nobody, you ain't gonna just put me in no cell with nobody and sit back there on the whole range by myself. I ain't got nobody to talk to and I ain't gonna file trying to give me some relief, you know. And then, but they try to make like everything an inmate do is a weakness because it gives them the strength. Just like what me and you was talking about earlier about walking to the electric chair. But I look like walking to the electric chair. You crazy, man. Look here. By the time they electrocuted me, I've been too old. You know why? Because every time they try to take me, I'm going to catch another charge on one of them officers. And then you going to see the officer, they going to say, well, we going to finally kill Bam Bam. But he go to officers who tried to take him before. One ain't going to have no ear. One ain't going to have no eye. One ain't going to have no nose. But anyway, man, we got way out the topic. But yeah, I'm glad to be here with y'all. I enjoyed the day with y'all and everything. And anything else you want to say about our dude, Cat Kizak, the body snatcher, other than him doing positive and get out here? Because that's what I want for him.
No, I just want to see him get out here and hopefully get from down in that city too.
Yeah, I do, man. Because he's got a good heart, man.
You do.
He got a good heart.
I was in a dungeon with him, and he was in the next cell, and he took care of it. I ain't even know that.
Yeah, very quiet. He unassuming, very unassuming and quiet. You know, other than tattoos and stuff. But he is that man. Look here.
What you was in the dungeon for?
Had a fight.
You was running it?
Oh yeah.
You had a fight with dudes?
One of the dudes who be tripping.
No, about some gambling.
No, I'm good at gambling.
That's what I'm saying, but you don't be want to pay because
I don't be losing.
You lost one.
You ain't got to pay if you ain't losing.
Actually, tell us when.
Yeah, when I mentioned you, he said, "Oh man, Diesel, man, little bitty guy, man." He said, "Yeah, oh man, me and him was two youngest dude down there and everything like that."
Thomas, man.
Yeah, he good. He doing some positive stuff out there. I give him props for that. And I know y'all gonna be. I know you gonna be doing some positive stuff, man. It's just a matter of time, man. We're gonna take one step at a time.
That's right. Let's go.
And I ain't gonna try to hold y'all up, man, because I enjoyed this time.
Long ride.
Hey, man, I enjoyed having y'all down here. I hope to see y'all in my party. And I want us to send a shout out to my homeboy, man. He got this, that's the club we got to go to, the Avenue, man. Kenny Howard. He got the Avenue downtown, man. It's a class club, man. I mean, he handles it like a business. You see the Avenue?
Yeah, what it was, it's not.
Yeah.
On the side.
Yeah, he says, hey man, everybody welcome, every color, every nationality, where you from, and the security is tight, the people are all that hanging around. He run it like a business.
They just suit the club.
Yeah, and you know he did 12 years. Okay. He did 12 years in the Fed, but since he been out. He been the example of a perfect businessman, man. He told me when I got out, first thing he told me, look, I'll help you with anything positive you want to do. That's good. And he made it clear, positive. He ain't put no cut on that part. And man, y'all got to send a shout out, man. When you get back home, shout out to BXBZ, shout out to podcast, and then shout out to Avenue, man.
You forgot one. Cassandra's.
Oh yeah, Cassandra's. Yeah.
Must have some good food over there.
Yeah, we did enjoy that food. You ate all yours.
It's expensive.
Yeah, you ate all yours.
That's why it's good.
Yeah, some other people's too.
See, he used to the Angola Popeyes and McDonald's. Now you got to find a thing to my something expensive. He making all this money. You got to get back.
You got to. You got to pay for what you want.
That's
right.
Shout out to Cassandra's, man. Restaurant.
Shout out to Cassandra's. Shout out to the Avenue. Shout out to Big Papa. Shout out to P. Wizzy. Shout out to our man. I'm sorry Big Papa couldn't be here with me. P. Wizzy couldn't be here with me. But we finna start working on a pilot. We finna start doing some stuff, man. But our podcast, our music, our material is world music. Just like we said, from the booth, from the tip to the top. We feel that same way about the world now, because now we're universal. You've been in that Fed, you're universal. You've been in farm school, and you've been in the state, you're on state time. But when you move to the Fed, you move universal. Each time you move, you grow. And I don't want you to grow in that way, but you can accept that ideology without having to go there. So much love to y'all, man, and thank y'all for tuning in on Bam Bam Route TV. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you know when the next video come out. We'll be getting this to you. One love.
Wow.
Shout out to Hot Boy Gage. Thank you for showing love every time I come down here. Now we out.
Make sure. Yes, yeah.